I'm really craving Caliente Grill. You know what I'm really craving, though?
The birds.
I'm really craving another episode of the 1 of 32 podcast. Sitting here is your host, Dons. Sitting here to my left, your right, my upside down. I don't know. Is it your right? I don't know. It's KP. Say what up to the people.
Upside down,
KP.
right side up. I'm here.
So,
where do we begin?
We walk into this week being 4-2, Philadelphia Eagles on top of the NFC East still. As you know, both the Washington Commanders and Dallas Cowboys caught a loss this weekend. Very, very surprising for me because I was doubting your boy Caleb Williams the whole time.
Duh, Bears.
You, on the other hand, believed in Caleb Williams.
That's my guy.
I want to know why, from the very bottom of my core, do you believe in Caleb Williams so much?
I've been a big fan of Caleb Williams since he was in college. The way he plays the game, whether it's extending the play, the throws he makes, all kinds of arm angles on the run. Sort of reminds me of the M word, the guy right here we just beat last year in the Super Bowl with some of the plays he makes. He does things that some people don't like, Dons, like paint his nails or jump into his mom's arms and cry after a loss. But I like different. I don't want the generic robot quarterback.
The status quo.
Yeah, I want a guy with some personality. Now, has he struggled? Yes, but has he also had his coach fired? He's on his second system, second offensive coordinator, and look at him blossoming now.
Well, he also plays for the Bears, and anybody going into that situation is going to have a hard time. You can't blame him for having a slow first year.
Well, the Bears drafted a guy named Mitchell Trubisky a few years back, and the thought was if Caleb didn't make it this year, he would be just a repeat of Mitch, and he's starting to turn some heads. If we remember and go back, Dons, to last year, Washington and Chicago played a football game, and there was a famous Hail Mary at the end of the game that was caught by Washington to beat the Bears. So if not for that, Caleb would be 2-0 against his counterpart, Mr. Jaden Daniels.
You did tell me all week that Caleb Williams was going to win that game. So props to you.
Go Bears.
I don't see his greatness, but I do see somebody who definitely has a lot of room for growth. And if he can achieve that growth, he can be great. But as of right now, this very second, I don't know if I believe in the Caleb Williams experience. Not that I think he's a bum. He's not a bum.
Yeah, no, you know what I'm thinking?
That's not what I'm saying, though. You know what I mean?
Could you imagine this Eagles offense with Ben Johnson? My God. Oh, my Lord. Look out.
Yeah, they were running some nice plays on Monday night against Washington. A lot of getting the ball out of his hands like right away. Quick pre-snap read. If it's there, throw it. If it's not, check it.
How about Goff last season? Whether it was the pretend to fall down play or they have offensive linemen catching touchdowns. Just the creativity of Ben Johnson is something we really need, Dons.
They had that fake screen go route, right? Play last week against the Commanders. That was a thing of beauty. What a beautiful, beautiful play. I like when you can go into the bag of tricks and not do something that looks so ridiculous that when you actually put it together, it almost feels like it should have always existed. Like people should have always been doing that. And Ben Johnson is good at designing plays to make it look like it's always been there, but it's brand new.
Each week, Dons, I watch football on Sundays or Thursdays or Mondays, and I see some of these plays and the creativity and the window dressing and the pre-snap motion, and I just say to myself...
And the offensive line didn't mess it up either.
Why can't we have nice things?
Because we have Kevin Patula. And even though we are on the number one spot of the NFC East, let's flip this into the Eagles' offensive or just Eagles' woes altogether. Are you ready to get into it?
Dude, number one, let's get into it, but we got to at least go over the standings. I prepared with the standings. I want to go over them. I want to talk about the Giants.
Right, fine. So we're not ready for it. Let's do it.
Birds sitting atop the division, as Don's mentioned, 4-2 on the season, but more importantly, 1-1 in the division.
Why does that matter, Christopher?
Well, tiebreakers. You want to have the best division record that you can. Things like that.
The plus side, though, is that loss did come against the New York Giants. Now, are they going to turn it around and continue on this trend of winning, or are they going to be the same New York Giants? I don't think it's very fair to judge the Eagles overall as a team, and I know we did last week, and I know many of us did, but when we play against divisional teams, the are you good, are you bad standard kind of goes out the window, in my opinion. There's a lot of times where you have a lot of bum teams beating, like, AFC divisional conference champions and stuff like that. Like,
You know what happens in the beginning of the season, Don, the
Yeah.
first month? Bad teams don't know they're bad yet.
yeah,
They really don't.
That's true. And sometimes they just believe. And you watch the Giants come in and believe in themselves and beat the Eagles, which I predicted. Roll the tape. But
Insert clip here.
if there was one team that we could have lost to, I'm completely okay with it being the New York Giants. You?
No, I'd rather it be the Cowboys or Washington.
But they're
This
the
is the
teams
team we
that we're
should beat up
competing
on.
with, though.
I know, but we should be beating up on the Giants. The Giants were 0-11 their previous 11 division games, Dons. This team's been in the
exactly
basement.
0-11, dude. Just by the odds and probability and chance in
They're due.
itself, dude, you're due for a win.
due for a win.
You have to be
get
due
it.
for a win. And you dissect that game again, and so much just went wrong for us. Like just the flip of the coin type of situations of dropping balls, throwing picks, fumbling, like all that stuff that's not normally, are you a good or bad player? Obviously, if it happens all the time, it's a habit and a trend. But we don't usually perform that way. And it seemed like everything bad that can happen happened in that game. And I'm kind of glad that we got it over a team that's not going to be pushing, theoretically, right, for the NFC East division title.
I get that. I know where you're coming from, Dons. That makes sense. It's a team that shouldn't threaten us as we get closer to December
exactly.
and January.
Cambio, losing to Washington or Dallas, like that can lead to seeding changes in the playoffs. So that's the one thing, let's not ring the alarm like it's the worst thing in the world at 4-2 with the Commanders losing to the Bears, dropping down to 3-3. Dallas losing my parlay for me. Thank you very much. 6-leg parlay. I had the Dallas Cowboys as
bet
the
on the
last team to win.
Cowboys?
Got to pick the easy ones, man. But sometimes
Guess not.
the easy ones are not as they
Easy as
seem.
you think.
Yeah. It'd be some shit, bro. It'd be some shit, bro, honestly. Like, what the
Parlays.
hell, bro? So I put $3 down on this bet, and I had like a 6-leg parlay, and I would have made $435 on $3. And all I needed was for the Cowboys to not let the Panthers drive down the field and score that last touchdown.
Bryce Young
Who would've
does
thought?
it again.
Who would have thought?
Who started him in fantasy this week?
Not me. You?
This guy.
Did you? How many points
Yes.
did you get?
I think over 20. The Cowboys
that's
give
beautiful.
up the most passing yards to quarterbacks. I want to say damn near 380, 400 yards per game they give up. So
Did you
it
hear
was
Stephen A. Smith
dream
on the Cowboys
matchup.
defense?
No, what?
He's like, man, imagine waking up today and seeing and having to put that you are on the Dallas Cowboys defense on your resume. You
damn.
don't want to be on the Dallas Cowboys defense on your resume right now. I thought that was so funny. Who knows if that's how exactly he put it. But listen, we're, I think, in better shape than the Cowboys. For sure. The New York Giants, while they did just beat us, do you want to trade rosters?
No.
Do you want to trade coaches?
No.
No. And the Commanders being 3-3 are legitimately the only team to be concerned about. But when I'm watch them, I'm just very uninspired. And I know they're missing players right now, right? Scary Terry hasn't played, which is a huge part of their offense. You have Austin Eckler going out for the season early in the year. Not something that anybody can obviously foresee or take into account of. You don't plan for that stuff. So they have some adjusting to do. But our boy Zach Ertz is still out there murking
Stud.
people on his routes. He's still a stud in the NFL. Weird with Zach Ertz because the year that we left, I was okay with him leaving. But now I wish he had never gone.
Maybe it was one of those situations where he had to leave and out in order for Dallas Goedert to grow
Yeah.
up, evolve, bloom into what he is now. Maybe that doesn't happen if Ertz is taking up all the snaps.
Yeah, but I think Ertz at this point of his career is still a number 1 tight end, which is crazy.
It's not much, Dons. The bar is very low for being a good tight end right now. There are not many good ones out there.
That is true. Well, you say that, but you got Bowers, who's been playing well. McBride's been playing well. You've had, you're right. That's the two that I kind of saw. Hunter Henry has been playing tremendous this year.
Kittle,
Dallas
back this
Goedert,
week.
Kittle still playing well. You have, I was going to say Juwanna Man. Juwan
Joanna
Johnson.
Man. I thought you just said Joanna Man.
Juwanna Man. Yeah, no, you're right. There has been kind of Travis Kelce, I guess. He's been playing okay.
Don't forget retired rapper Darren Waller.
Oh, Darren Waller coming back, playing big, making big moves, doing big
3
things.
touchdowns already in 2 games.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. Actually, the tight end room is kind of has a lot to be desired, I guess I should say. Anyways, how do you feel about us being 4-2 in the division and being in tied for second place in the conference?
Yeah. I mean, if you just listen to TV, radio, sports radio, you would think the sky is falling. The Eagles are 2-4. They need to fire their coach. But you look at the standings. Yes, we've lost 2 in a row. Yes, we just got embarrassed by the New York Giants. Yes, we have 2 of the worst football halves in regards to passing yards.
Yes, no one will ever love me.
Yes, our offense looks awful. The line is hurt. Saquon's not playing the same. But rest assured, Dons, help is on the way.
Yeah, so right now we are tied with San Francisco, Seattle, and the Rams, all in the same division. And then there's the little poor Cardinals at 2-4, but I don't know why I just said that. And then Detroit at 4-2. This week we have the opportunity to play against the Minnesota Vikings, who are also 3-2. We will see if we're going to tie the Vikings in the conference or if we'll be a game up. Time will tell. We'll get into that a little bit later. But all in all, and I know we're not planned for this, but how do you feel about the Eagles compared to some of these other teams? How do you feel, all right, head-to-head against the Rams? Oh, wait, that happened already, and we won.
Yep.
Head-to-head against Seattle. Do you think Seattle's going to beat us?
No.
Not really. Head-to-head against San Francisco.
They've
Not
had
an
our
easy
number,
win,
but
but
they're really injured right now.
But Mac Jones and Brock Purdy doesn't strike fear in my heart, does it to you?
No.
And Mac
Fred
Jones,
Warner?
I think, deserves that QB1 number, by the way, over in San Francisco. Brock Purdy has been playing pretty poorly, I think, the last 2 years, year and a half. Well, year and a half, I should say.
I'm up in the air on Purdy. I'm not decided if he's the man yet, but I'm willing
like
to give
him.
him more time.
I like him, but, I mean, Mac Jones just seemed to walk in here and run the offense a lot better than he has.
Yeah, Patriots don't need a guy like that. They don't need a guy like that.
What?
Well, now they have Drake May, but
Yeah. And
Anyway.
then Tampa, can you believe Tampa, number 1, 5-1?
with all
Crazy.
the injuries, no Evans, no problem. No Godwin, no problem. No Tristan Wirth, no problem. They lose their running back, Bucky Irving, no
Yeah.
problem.
It's kind of like the Giants, what I told you last week. It was like, who cares if your starters are out? You're so bad, the backups might be better in an NFL game anyway. And I feel like that's kind of the case.
You're better off with your backups, huh, Dons?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it for the Giants. What did your dad say about that?
Oh, he was thrilled, man.
He's like,
I
oh,
mean,
I just loved him. I loved him,
he was really excited for Dart and Scatterbo. You can imagine those 2 young guys.
I don't mean to rub it in, Chris, but, they played hard. They played hard.
He was trying to make me feel better. Don't worry. Your team's gonna, they're gonna get better. Don't worry. They have too much talent.
Your
I
dad's
said,
the
"Thanks."
man.
Thanks, Dad. I know.
Your dad's the man.
Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to
Paul. He'll be on the
everybody
show
who has
someday,
loving
maybe.
parents.
We can get him in the show, maybe.
That'd be cool. I'd love to have your dad in here.
Yeah, he'd probably only last like a couple minutes, then he wouldn't want to do it with the lights and the cameras and the whole.
Have you been talking to MJ?
What? Chill.
Chill.
Anyway, all right. As we transition away from the division to Dons, we
What do we do?
Lost a player from the Eagles randomly.
This is awkward.
Our roster
no,
looks
not
a
you to
little
the
different
left.
today.
No, not you over there. Oh, Zadarius Smith.
Yeah, randomly retires from the NFL midweek. So, Dons, I'm going to give you the floor first. Thoughts on Zadarius Smith? Do we care that he's gone? Is this big deal, little deal, no deal? Does this mean anything to you? What's going to happen? What comes from it?
I don't care that he's gone.
Whoa.
I'm sad that we lost the veteran presence in the locker room of somebody who's been in the league for a while. But this guy's been dealing with issues for the last few years in his career physically. We gave him the opportunity to start for us right away. And it seems like the coaching staff wasn't too impressed with what he brought to the table. Now, I know that he had a sack, right, on his first game back right away.
He was making some plays out there, Dons.
He was definitely making some plays, but it kind of all came in one game. It kind of came in his come-out game, which he seems super hyped for. Anyways, I don't have any ill will towards him. I don't think it's a huge loss either. I thought that we could definitely use that veteran presence in the locker room, but to say that our season's going to fail because Zadarius Smith decided to retire, I think not. And what Vic Fangio has been known to do is if he doesn't love you, and for some reason he has a weird thing with defensive ends. He has a weird relationship with the ends. I don't care what anybody says. He must think of your use and purpose differently as you, because look at Huff going to the San Francisco 49ers and having a great season to start this year. I think he got devalued on the roster and was moving down the roster and was told he's moving down the roster, and he was like, yo, with all this news and turmoil going around and moving down the roster, I'm out. So no, not sad, and don't think it really matters that much that he's gone.
Okay.
I would have liked to have him, but I think this is at the end of the year. We're going to look back at this and it's a whatever move.
Before I give my initial thoughts, I want to respond to what you said about him moving down the depth chart, Dons. I mean, the depth chart's looking pretty thin right now.
Yes.
We don't have many edge rushers as it is, so I'm not saying I don't buy it. It's just that seems odd to me. Even if we were moving him down, like, we're so thin, you would think he knows I'm going to be in that rotation. I'm going to make plays. I'm going to get snaps, but
not if he's playing poorly and not doing what the coaches are asking him to do.
But then why retire? Like, just ask to be traded, say, cut me, like, it's not working out.
Because maybe he doesn't got the juices for it.
I don't know, Dons. Well,
it takes a lot of effort to play in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? It's not just like something you want to do. You know, your body has to be able to take it. And maybe after not playing for so long last year and having a couple of snaps in a couple of weeks under the belt, and you feel how your body feels after those games, and you're like, this ain't worth it no more. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, but I just think this is Unk just throwing in the towel type stuff.
There's I think he's a writer, Dave Zingaro, for the Eagles, asked Zadarius Smith when he came to the team, any thoughts about retirement before you joined the team? Were you thinking about retiring? And he gave him a look like he had 6 heads. So that was just 3 to 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, but that's pretty, easy for people to do that type of reaction, like the audacity. And it's like, yeah, when you get called out for something you're doing and you don't really realize it, and then you recognize it and you're like, oh shit. I don't know if that's the analogy I want to use here, but it's like when you have your internal turmoil and somebody points it out, and you're like when you look at me and you're like, oh dude, you're looking kind of fat, and I'm like, yeah, am I looking fat? Yeah, of course I'm looking fat, aren't I type reaction.
Jesus, dude.
No.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Jesus.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Guy, what's your beef with me today?
Nothing. So I just think it was odd that 4 weeks ago he loved football, couldn't wait to join this team, and now being on this roster for 3 weeks, he's done with football and wants to quit. I just think that is not a good sign for the Eagles, Dons.
No, it could be a bad sign for the Eagles. I think it's more likely that he was told he was moving down the roster, and because of that, he was like, yeah, I ain't doing this. Like, you guys are a mess in here. I thought I was coming to win a championship, and now we lose to the Giants.
Yeah, well, let's hope he's not that quick to turn the, just give up. But it looks like he was. So
sorry, my babe is texting me important stuff. She's like, "Can you get cat litter?"
That is important, Dons. It is.
Yeah, I suppose. But with us starting to play Azeez Ojulari, right, and him seeming to get good production out there on the field,
yep.
I think his coming out party was his goodbye card.
I just think we're so thin at the end, Dons. We can't afford to lose anybody, and now we lose another guy.
But what are the odds that we didn't go like, hey, you're a vet, we can either cut you, or how do you want to do this? And he was like, man, I'm just done. What if that happened?
I don't know, Dons. I don't know. I don't believe that within 3 weeks he went from I want to play to I'm done with football.
Yeah, but he didn't play last year either, right?
I think he did. Hold on.
I thought for most of the season he was out, maybe. I could be wrong. Because didn't he come back from an injury or something? Or maybe I'm going crazy, my friend.
17 games in 2024, yeah.
Did he? Oh,
Yeah,
so he played all year.
In 2024, yeah.
Oh.
9 sacks, 22 tackles.
Bro, I'm telling you, Vic Fangio hates defensive ends. That's just in with Don's. Vic Fangio hates defensive ends. He breaks their spirit. He's like, what do you think, you're special because you sacked the quarterback? Watch, I bet.
He played for Detroit, and then he was traded to Cleveland.
The year before?
No, midway through the season.
Oh.
So this is 2024, yeah. So
that has to be for a reason, man. Detroit's a big, well, I shouldn't say that. They still have a GM. But I feel like Detroit believes in their players, and if they don't believe in you, they'll move on from you. Type stuff.
He could be a problem, but I don't know. It just makes me wonder if Howie's got to move cooked up or something, because we're really thin on the edge, Downs. But rest assured, help could be on the way, and I've got a few names for you, Downs. I want to talk to you about Howie Roseman.
Yep.
And 3 potential moves I want this guy to at least consider before the trade deadline. Excuse me.
Let's see.
Number 1, I mean, this is obvious, Dons. Mm-hmm. Trey Hendrickson, Cincinnati Bengals.
Ooh-wee.
This was rumored in the offseason, in the summertime, when he wanted his deal and the Bengals didn't budge. Mm-hmm. You'll remember that was one of the big stories in training camp. He's not going to report. They signed Jamar Chase. They signed Joe Burrow. They signed all these people, but they don't sign him. They did end up signing Trey Hendrickson. The Bengals did 1 year, $28 million deal. Already has 4 sacks. So this is a guy who's getting paid for 1 year. Then he can test free agency, meaning what? He's motivated. 4 sacks already. He's my number 1, Dons.
I'd love to see him come to this. Remember in the offseason where everybody was like, let's not trade him for Jalen Hunt? I probably said it too. Bro, goodbye, Hunt.
And a first-round pick or a second-round pick.
I still believe in Hunt. I still believe in Hunt. But if it's him or you, goodbye. Hit the dusty trail.
He's a vet. So number 1, definitely Trey Hendrickson. Number 2, Jermaine Johnson, New York Football Jets. Why?
Okay.
7.5 sacks, 55 tackles, and 11 for loss in 2023.
I was pissed when we couldn't draft him.
Me too. He spent 2024 injured. I think it was an Achilles injury. And this year, he had an ankle injury earlier this year. But he's shown the ability to get to the quarterback, Dons, and that is something we drastically need right now.
Yeah, we're struggling a lot with that, and we have no upcoming players to seem to alleviate some of those concerns.
Plenty of draft capital. I wouldn't be mad if we made a move, Dons.
Yeah. All right, who's next? That would be a good move, man. I really wanted him the Eagles to draft him his year.
This next guy is third on the list for a reason, but Bradley Chubb, Miami Dolphins. Why? He's turning 30 next summer. Chubb has 2 years left on his contract with 0 guaranteed dollars.
Ooh.
Very appealing for the Birds as they can restructure a new deal if needed.
Do you think that he would come to the Eagles without a new deal in play? Because I think that's what Howie Roseman would have in mind.
Now, the Finns are 1-5. Their season is over, Dons. Would they actually part ways one of their best pass rushers for some future draft capital? I think so.
What do you think someone like him would cost? Theoretically, I'm not saying you have it planned out, but what do you think it would cost?
Third.
Yeah. I'm thinking like a third and maybe a late round pick or something like that.
The reason we're talking about these 3 pass rushers and making a move is for the following reasons, Don. Number 1, the Eagles are currently 27th in sack percentage, 4.2%. Embarrassing.
Do you think Howie attribute that though to just Jalen Carter being unhealthy, and as an organization they're not concerned because they're hoping a healthy Jalen Carter fixes that? Or do you think Howie Roseman is like, I see a problem, let's fix it?
We lost 2 pass rushers that got a lot of sacks for us last year, Milton Williams, Josh Sweat. We talked about it all summer, Don, so if we knew it was going to be an issue, Howie knew it was going to be an issue potentially.
And BG, everybody forgets we did lose BG. Not that he had high sacks or anything like that, but he had a great season.
Energy guy too, good team guy.
Yeah.
So 27th in sack percentage, that's embarrassing. Number 2, Don's tied for 25th in sacks per game at 1.5. I think 2023, or was it? When we lost the Super Bowl, 22 or 23, we had over 70 sacks. So that's awful. Number 3.
That is terrible.
Tied for 7th fewest sacks in the NFL with only 9. 9. That's embarrassing. So these 3 players, Trey Hendrickson, Jermaine Johnson, Bradley Chubb, come help us get to the quarterback.
Yeah, that would be nice. Out of those players, who would you rather have?
Hendrickson, he's proven. He's an effort guy. I trust him. He can play the run. He's motivated because he wants a new deal.
I think I agree with you.
Spend a little bit of capital.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Maybe that's like the obvious choice, and everybody's like, yeah, obviously, but I agree with you.
Let's do it. Well, sometimes the obvious move is the best move.
That's how a white man sets the edge.
Correct.
I'm like, what's on me? I'm like tweaking.
Just a cable.
It's the cables. All right, well, our defensive ends have been struggling. We've been struggling. You just read 27th and 25th in major pass rushing categories. Do you think that's the biggest reason this Philadelphia Eagles team is struggling this year?
No. It's really close, Dons, but it's between the quarterback and the play caller. It could be the relationship between the two, and they're dynamic and working together and being comfortable, and shades of Brian Johnson 2 years ago where week 1, it did not look good. It looked awkward. And we've already seen some conversations with Hurts and Patullo on the sideline, whether it was Jalen, I don't know if it was yelling, but being direct in the direction of the coordinator. I saw a quote the other day before Patullo joined the team. Jalen Hurts was asked about him joining the team, and he basically stated they had confidence in him. But
he also stated that he'd never done it bore and he was unsure. Like, that was a very loose stamp of approval by Jalen Hurts, which
Definitely.
I couldn't agree more with. And we both had that same take in the offseason. We were both like, I'd rather not have Kevin Patula on this team as the offensive coordinator with these weapons. It's not like we're a team that's trying to figure it out. We're trying to run it back to back. Give me somebody that knows what the hell is going on. And internally, we already knew that Kellen Moore was the reason why the offense looked any different than it has in the past. So why the hell would we bring and keep somebody in here that's going to keep things status quo when status quo means the offense that we never liked in the first place? Makes no sense to me. Kind of a foolish decision. But again, we are 4-2. Maybe we're overreacting. Maybe in 5-6 weeks we're like, holy crap, Kevin Patula. I think not. And I don't know if you saw the statistic. I think, and these are loose numbers, I don't have a great memory, saw a stat line saying our offense was ranked 7th or something like that under Brian Johnson, his offensive coordinator year, 6 games into the season, and we're ranked almost dead last. So what really is the dizzle that's going on here? I kind of agree with you. I do think a lack of pass rush is definitely hurting this team, but I think the relationship between the offensive coordinator and the quarterback is something that is devastating this team. We are much too predictable. I saw, who was it? I always forget. Is it Emmanuel Acho? No. Who's the dude that's on is it Espen? I used to play for the Eagles, the linebacker guy. Very outspoken. I always forget his name. Smart black man. Is it Emmanuel Acho? Yes. Hold on 1 second, please. It might not be ESPN. Breaking news. Philadelphia Eagles signed. Is this real? Oh, I don't know. Titus Leo and tight end Jaheim Bell to the practice squad. That's irrelevant. Yeah, Emmanuel Acho. I was right. See, I know my boy's name.
I know ball.
I saw my boy's name. But yeah, Emmanuel Acho, he was going over the film and he was showing every single time the Eagles have 3 receivers lined up to the single side, we run the ball. Every single time. Just 2 wide receivers in the tight end running, and then a single wide receiver on the outside. So whenever it's 3-1, we run. Whenever it's 3-1, we run. We'll be 2-2. We'll freaking do motion into that 3-1, and then we run. It's just the most predictable offense that I have ever seen in my entire life. Now, that doesn't mean that Jalen Hurts doesn't also have some responsibility and some blame to be put on his shoulders. Jalen Hurts has been very reluctant to do timing plays in this offense, and maybe it's because he doesn't trust his offensive coordinator, and that's why, or maybe he doesn't trust his arm. Everybody knows Jalen doesn't have the biggest cannon, but so many times I see these players wide open coming out of their break, or before they get to their break, the comeback route or the out or whatever is going to be open if Jalen just gets rid of it. But my boy just likes to see it to believe it, and that's kind of a big problem with this offense, and it kind of seems like Kevin Patullo's offense might be a little anti-Jalen. Would you agree?
Well, maybe, like some non-Eagles fans would say, he's coaching his team knowing he doesn't have an elite passer. Knowing
his offense is racist, and we should send it home.
I think maybe he knows that he's working with a guy who
Cancel Kevin Patula. Kevin Patula his offensive playbook is racist. That's why Dallas Goedert's the only one who shines.
You are fucking wild.
Racist playbook.
Nah, I mean, on the other hand,
I just cracked myself up. I'm an idiot.
You're hilarious, dude. On the other hand, to defend Patullo, the offensive line is not playing well.
Very poorly.
The other thing, Dons, as you said, we're very predictable. The other side of that is like some of the best teams, you know what they're going to run, and it doesn't matter, and they just execute so well, you can't stop it. I mean, the tush push is different, but there are some plays where, like, I've heard the Patriots do it. We just ran the same play 3 or 4 times in a row until they stopped it. Yeah. And then we'll change it up. But
I'm glad you said that. But those well-executed plays that they do over and over again, and that's coming, are that exactly. They're well executed. They're not just like we're going to run it because we run it because we got better players. The play design is actually created to succeed and is proven to succeed. You know what I'm saying? Right now, the stuff that Kevin's putting on the field isn't proven to succeed.
I wonder why we're not doing some of the things we were doing last year under Kellen Moore, things that Jalen was comfortable with.
We do certain things well, and then we run them once or twice a game and then never call it ever again, or never play off of it ever again. Like if the play doesn't exist or the formation doesn't exist. Like you said, the Patriots would do it 3, 4, 5 times in a row until you stop it. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see the plays where they have tackle over and they have my boy freaking. I always forget Fred Johnson's name when I want to say it. I always get like super insecure about like, wait, is it Fred Johnson?
Is that his name?
Anyways, I want to see him in there with 6 linemen more, because every time he does, Saquon Barkley gets an 11-yard run. Like, what are we doing here? Like you said, why can't Fred play guard? Ask this man if he can move in and play guard, because he's clearly a lot better than Pryor and Toph. And Toph has always struggled in the NFL. Like, what a joke of a move to have him as your starter day one. Talk about overreacting to Matt Pryor's poor performance on tackle. Everybody always knew this guy was a bad tackle. Our teams, we're just like, we're listening too much to external factors and we're not being who we are. And I think that's what's hurting this team the most, more than the offense, more than Kevin Petula struggling. I think it just kind of hit me. We're chasing something that doesn't exist, and we're trying to create this fantasy of us being this like dominating team instead of just worrying about what the hell we are and just being a good Philadelphia Eagles football team. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. That's our biggest problem.
I like it, Dons.
Yeah.
Well,
the Birds.
Gone over what the problems are.
Yashin.
Offensive line, play calling, maybe
Tubby.
the quarterback, maybe the offensive line is tired from last year and all the carries. Whatever the issues are, Dons, here's my question. Scale of 1 to 10, what is your level of concern for the Birds and their ability to not only make the playoffs, but to compete in January and eventually February?
I'm having a lot of internal turmoil, if you could tell, because there's 2 numbers that come to mind here to me. Can I give you both, and then I'll tell you which one I'm leaning towards more?
No, I want one answer. I don't want wishy-washy.
It's not wishy-washy, then 4. I'm at a 4.
Okay.
We're 4-2. We have a Super Bowl winning quarterback. We have Super Bowl winning players. We have a team that is A, trying too hard, and B, still very talented. So if we just go back out there and be about our business, and by that I mean like just go out there and do what you're supposed to do and have a good time and have fun, go back to making the sport fun, then this team is going to take off and beat the hell out of anybody that's in front of them. That being said, if things continue in this trend, the season's over. But I believe that our team is going to turn it around. So my concern level right now is a 4, because we're still 4-2, and I think we have what it takes in the building to at least be like a team that's pushing for the 1 seed.
4. Okay. I like that, Dons. I think it's early in the season, so I understand we're not going to cry wolf. We're not going to say that the season's over, but
But what about you, though?
I'm at a 6.
Yeah. You
The 4-0 start was a mirage.
Was it?
2 games in a row, Dons. We need a shake-up or a stern talking to, let me tell you right now. Penalties 1 game, halves of football where we can't move the ball. We forget how to call plays. We forget how to pass the ball. And the defense is on the field way too much. Or, quite frankly, as Vic would say, out of shape.
Yes. Agreed.
If the offense doesn't pick it up,
That's
scoring
crazy,
points-
though. All right, go ahead.
What?
That's crazy. 6? I guess it's not that crazy.
Well, Dons, I'm not trying to go to the playoffs and win a game and then lose the next game. I'm trying to get back to the Super Bowl. So that's my bar of like, do we have the team? Are we capable of still getting to the Super Bowl and winning? Yeah, the NFL doesn't look great right now overall. Every team has warts and holes and needs deodorant, but it seems like internal in the locker room, much like 2023. So we better turn it around. Anyway.
It's so hard to repeat, man. And in this sport, it's just every year is just so different than the last. That's why I'm not signed up to the Super Bowl or bust this year. Sounds like maybe you are?
Every year the goal is to win the Super Bowl. Like, I understand only 1 team wins it, but we have the team, we have the coach, according to you, we have the capabilities to win the Super Bowl again. So why would I not want that as an end goal? Mm-hmm. No, it's not disappointing if we don't make it there. But
well, it's not just according to me. If you can please take your eyes and turn around for just a quick second and see
champs,
Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl head coach, Super Bowl Nick Sirianni. I don't see why he can't do it again.
Yeah, Dons. I mean, to me, if the offense doesn't pick things up, meaning like scoring points, putting full games together.
Yeah, finding an identity. Our offense needs an identity, which we don't have. I agree with you.
Executing in key moments. I could see a big
Word.
change coming in Philly. Yes, I'm talking to you, Kevin Patullo.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if Kevin Patullo gets fired tomorrow. What do you say? Bye, bitch. I'll help you. That's what I would say. Bye.
My first reaction was to say it's too early. But if we lose another game or another 2 games and we're 4-4, no, the sky's not falling, but it would be a pretty clear message if we lose to the Giants again and we lose to the Vikings.
It's any given Sunday, baby. You never know.
Yeah, you're right. Most games.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, but would you be happy? Would you be mad if Kevin gets fired?
I guess I would be happy. I would hate to be happy that a guy's getting fired, but
I would be ecstatic.
damn.
I'd be pumped. Get the hell out of here. I think you stink. Now, we're blaming a lot of the personnel and the people directly responsible to what goes on the field. But what about what goes on the roster? Howie Roseman has to have some fault here in maybe believing a little bit too much in your players and maybe overreacting a little bit too much to not making the same prior Super Bowl like winning mistakes the year after. I didn't say that well. But we won the Super Bowl before. Howie Roseman kept everybody. We won the Super Bowl this time. Seems like Howie Roseman got rid of almost everybody. Do you think Howie is partially to blame here? Not partially, but do you think he has a large portion as to why this team's struggling right now?
Yeah, I do, Dons. I'll give you 3 examples. Number 1, Mekhi Becton. I wanted him signed in the offseason. We had the funds to do it.
I wanted him to, but I never thought it was going to happen.
I knew he was going to get the money by somebody else, and he did with the Chargers. I'm happy for him. But there's one move where you can't foresee injuries, but you can almost assume, especially on the offensive line, you're going to get some kind of injury where somebody's going to miss time. So it wouldn't be a bad thing if we would have signed Becton. I know hindsight's always 20/20, but there's number 1, Mekhi Becton.
And we
2.
let Fred walk too.
Yeah.
Not just Mekhi. We let Fred walk too.
Number 2, DBs. Slay, Isaiah Rodgers. Slay, by no means is an all-pro anymore, but he's a vet. He had just won a Super Bowl with us. He helped mold Quinyon. Quinyon still talks about how they talk almost every week. Same thing with Cooper DeJean, helping train those young guys, being a vet to them. Maybe he's past his prime, and I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really sad when he left because I felt like he was very overrated. He was a good player, but all I could think of was Mike Evans burning him on that last drive or that last play, and then Drake London burning him last season again and again. But he's a vet. He's a good player. Isaiah Rodgers has been unbelievable this year. I think the first player in NFL history, 2 fumble returns or 2 interception returns for touchdowns. He's had an unbelievable season. Would have been nice to sign him. We need DB help. And number 3.
And he was, wait. Before we move on from Isaiah Rodgers, he was the clear-cut candidate to get the job, and he decided to tell him no. He was in front of your face for multiple years, and you said no, dude. Don't move. Number 3.
That's a guy you want to gamble on. That's a joke. Anyway. Number 3. I mean, CJGJ, we made a trade to get rid of him, and we got a guy who I don't even remember his name because he's not even on the team anymore.
Kenyani Green?
Yeah. The guard.
Yeah.
He's not even on the team anymore.
Yeah.
Never mind, CJGJ is a force back there as a safety. Yes, I love Reed. Yes, I like Makuba because he's been getting on my nerves lately. A lot of missed plays, a lot of missed tackles.
A lot of rookie stuff.
Yep.
Stupid rookie
He's
stuff.
going to learn, but you can also learn by watching CJGJ. Not that he's a vet you want to learn from, but he can definitely teach you how to play football and how to read. And
well, CJGJ is never going to throw that at Dory Jackson, freaking Phil shoulder in the goal line. CJGJ would never do that. So, yeah, you're right. The lead by example thing sometimes works, even when vocally you're not the best leader.
I say all that to say, yes, Howie is to blame, but he's pretty far down the list after about maybe 3, 4, 5 people. What about you, Dons? Tell me about Howie Roseman and his job with this team so far.
Not replacing the secondary, leaning on Keely Ringo when every year you've seen his ass. That's one of those I want to be right moves more than I believe in the player moves. I think that was a dumb decision. Your offensive line is terrible. So I was cool with you moving on from Mekhi Becton. But one thing that I don't like about the Philadelphia Eagles is I think they value, and I don't know, this might be a good thing for if I was a player. This is a good sign. This is a good thing for me. But as a fan, excuse me, I think the Eagles fall in love with their own draft picks too much. Pryor. I don't know if Pryor was a pick, but I think he was. Steen, like these dudes are all dudes that have been in the building for a while, and now they're getting a shot just because they're here. And don't get me wrong, Steen came in as a backup and handled his business and did well, but he never quite looked like a starter to me. Just doesn't to me. So not replacing those dudes with actual viable candidates. We got Matt Hennessy. What was that last year, right? Where we ended up getting Matt Hennessy. He never saw the field. Not that the Atlanta Falcons offensive lineman was a commodity or anything like that. But every time we bring these players that I think can revitalize and rejuvenize their career here under Jeff Stoutland University, it never seems to happen because we'll value a 7th-round pick or a 5th-round pick. So I think Howie's a little to blame there. I think we're holding on a little bit too much to some people and letting proven talent leave your building. Proven talent is worth more than any draft capital, in my opinion. So, yeah, Howie has a big reason to blame here because I think he mismanaged this offseason way too aggressively. We have, who's our starting tight ends right now? Dallas Goedert, Grant Calcaterra, and who else? We have that one guy that came in that's been playing a little bit. I forget his name.
My boy Johnny Wilson is hurt.
Yeah, but Johnny Wilson's a wide receiver. He's not a tight end. Never has been, never will be. Not in the pros, bro. Not in the pros. Who's the guy I'm looking for? Johnson or something like that? Anyways, there's no reason why we should be coming into the season feeling good about Grant Calcaterra being our number 2 tight end. I know we brought people into the room, but we brought, will they make a roster in the NFL people into the room? We can't live our lives that way. No?
I mean, second tight end is like the 12th reason why we're struggling right now.
No. But this is just like an overall, that was like the last thing I said. I said like 4 other things before that. It's just like a principle that I see on this roster construction, that this blueprint that Howie Roseman has. He's just holding on. Like Grant Calcaterra is another guy that we should have moved on from already. We could have brought somebody else that's better. We're just holding on to our draft picks because we're valuing them a lot higher than maybe what the rest of the league would.
I think that also comes down to Howie not wanting to make himself look good, but the longer we hold on to these guys, if they work out, obviously that's another tip in the cap to Howie. If these guys don't work out, that's I failed. So I sometimes see why GMs want to give guys a longer leash than maybe the outside world or fans do, because it kind of makes them look good. This really hits home when it comes to draft capital for running backs or for receivers. The higher draft capital or the first or second round pick, the more they spend on you, the longer leash you get with fumbles, with off the field stuff, with not picking up the plays or the offense, whatever it may be. You get a longer leash depending on when you were drafted. So that has something to do with the 2 downs.
And also Jordan Mailata needs to play better. He's a big reason why we're not doing that well. Period.
Why are we struggling, Downs? Coaching matters. That's why. Coaching matters. Play calling matters. Communication matters. It all matters.
Yeah.
Kurtz and Kevin need to sit down and figure out what's working and what's not working.
Preach, brother.
The injuries aside.
Fact though, for real.
The offensive line needs to play better after a dominant season last year, leading to a Lombardi. But are they tired? Are they not as good? Are they just injured? I don't know. Possibly Dons. Mekhi Becton would look a lot better in Eagles green than he looks in that Chargers blue uni.
Give me that powder, baby. Is it fixable?
Of course it's fixable, Dons. We have one of the most talented teams in the NFL. Just look at the roster.
Do we?
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we do.
Jalen Hurts, Saquon, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Jahan Dotson, first-round pick. The offensive line speaks for itself with those guys. Then the defense, it's homegrown, but Carter, Davis, Hunt, Nolan Smith, Nakobe Dean, Quignon, Cooper DeJean, Makuba.
My boy hates Reed Blankenship.
Yeah, I don't really mess with Reed.
Reed Blankenship.
No, he can tackle well, but I feel like I feel like I could beat him on a double move.
You can't.
I know.
He's a beast.
But I probably could.
You can't, dude. I promise. Reed's good, dude, and he's smart, which is the thing that I like about him the most. He's a smart player. He plays smart.
Is it fixable? Can we fix it? Do you want to fix it?
That's the other question.
Do you even want to fix it? Tear it down.
this team is becoming very unlikable to me, and it's a shame. I feel like we're a little too conceited, and I feel like people deserve or feel like they deserve more than what they're getting, and that's kind of pissing me off.
Oh, really?
And Jalen needs to learn how to take a chill pill a little bit, because I think hold on a second, his necessity, because it's not even a desire, his necessity to succeed, I think might be rubbing some of his teammates the wrong way. I don't know. Just guessing.
I've heard this from other sources too, Don.
I love Jalen as a quarterback, but he is not without flaws. He is not without hard personality traits. I feel like if I was dealing with Jalen Hurts by like day 13, I would try to strangle him, if he was like your coworker.
Why?
If he was like your coworker.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why would you want to strangle him? Tell me why. What's wrong with him?
Look at him, dude. There's nothing wrong with Jalen Hurts, but they're like, man, this report really got to get done no matter what. We're going to get this report done. It doesn't matter if I eat, sleep, or take a lunch. This report's getting done. Sorry, I tried to not make it about work, about our specific work, so it came out a little weird.
That's okay.
But, he's just like up the boss's ass. He's always like, yeah, we're going to get the best quarter ever. Like, this is going to be the best Q2.
Think he's an ass kisser?
And then Q3 comes and he's like, this is going to be our best quarter yet. And it's just like, Jalen, shut the hell up,
You've
bro.
said that 8 times already.
Or it's like, oh, hey, dude, like, isn't it great that it's nice and sunny on Friday? No, man, I don't care if it's snowing. I don't care if it's raining. I don't care if there's hail, sleet, snow. Job's going to get done. I don't know. I don't like this
Rain,
bit.
sleet, snow, the Eagles train to go.
My brain, yes, exactly.
That's what he said.
Sorry. You just know what it is, bro. You know when you have a class kiss ass or a freaking the dude that's up the managers, that's a brown noser. Like, not that Jalen's kissing ass, but like he just believes in the company mission statement so much that it's like, bro, be a human. Be a human. And I could see that being mad annoying.
He is very Tom Brady-like in the way he speaks to the media and like very almost like a robot. He's not very human.
Yeah.
When it comes to like the way he answers questions and communicates with the media. Oh, he did hold himself accountable last week or maybe 2 weeks ago when he played poorly. He goes, it starts
Last
with me.
week, yeah.
I got to be better.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what I like to hear.
Yeah. But again, that's like the right thing to say. Like,
Yeah,
all right, Mr.
that's
Right.
what he does.
Like, all right, Mr. Right. How about you get drunk? How about you hit the J a little bit? How about maybe today instead of a protein shake, how about maybe you enjoy a nice milkshake with the family?
I saw Jalen Hurts passing out gear at his store in somewhere, passing out Nike stuff. So he was doing something, Dons.
I'm also fat, and maybe that's why.
It always comes back to food.
Yeah.
Well, we better ship up and shape up soon, Dons, because we got a game on Sunday.
We do. We are playing the Vikings. Now, will it be Wentz? Will it be J.J. McCarthy?
Does it even matter?
Does it?
I don't know, Dons. I'm going to ask you that in about 5 minutes.
Yes, it does matter. We have a good matchup against the Vikings. We are very primed for a bounce back week, and I think we're actually going to do it this week. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to respond to all the criticism, and I think that they're going to come back and they're going to handle business, and they might not blow out the Vikings, but I do think this is going to be something that's like a 9-point win at the end of it all, where the Eagles look like they're moving in the right direction. The offense is sustaining drives, maybe not scoring touchdowns all the time. Maybe we're kicking some long field goals, but we're continually adding to the lead. And I think that it's going to be something that at the end of the day, either J.J. McCarthy or Carson Wentz is going to fumble or throw an interception or something stupid, something that they're kind of known for doing. Not J.J. McCarthy, but that's what rookies do, I feel very confident playing against this Vikings team. I'm very confident in Quinyon Mitchell coming and guarding Justin Jefferson, which
If he's back.
I just remembered while I was saying that. Don't know if he'll be back. Now, that being said, cornerback number 2 is still a ginormous problem. So the Vikings have the adequate weapons to make you pay for having a bad cornerback 2.
Do they ever?
Talk to me a little bit here about a little Vikings preview, bro. What you got for me?
Dons, the Eagles opened up as 3-point favorites on the road in Minnesota. What we thought was going to be a Carson Wentz revenge game has turned into something else altogether. Reports, projections, McCarthy might play.
I saw him as questionable on the fantasy wire. And
Probably going to pay. But then again, he's a rookie.
why would you? Yeah.
You don't want to go out there and let this guy get hurt again, Dons.
No,
and
why
ruin
would you
his
do that?
season.
He just sat out his whole rookie season. What the
So-
hell's one more week?
Mm-hmm.
And NFL, do you think the NFL would rather see J.J. McCarthy or Carson Wentz play against the Eagles?
Wentz, revenge game.
You think so? They've played before, you know?
Not for this team, not for the Vikings, though.
True. And it is against Jalen Hurts, too. So I agree with you. I think the NFL would rather see Carson Wentz versus Jalen Hurts. Battle of former QB1s.
Now, the Eagles opened as 3-point favorites, but it has since come down to 1.5 between 2, which tells me a ton of money came in on the
Wow.
Birds at 3 on the road. Now, Brian Flores and
We're playing on the road again?
Yes,
We're playing at Minnesota? Bro, these schedule makers hate us.
haters.
That's so lame.
That's what happens when you win the Super Bowl.
True.
Brian Flores may have declined a meeting with Tom Brady on a boat, but he is not afraid to bring the blitz, Dons. Let me tell you right now. His defense causes trouble and havoc for
Yeah.
vets, rookies, everybody. So Hurts in this offense better be ready for his exotic blitzes, his pre-snap disguises, switching coverages post-snap. We better be prepared for this Brian Flores defense, Dons, or it is going to be ugly.
Well, the Vikings aren't necessarily 6-0, 5-0. What do you think they're some of the points where we can attack them at?
To be honest with you, Dons, I think we can run the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not a huge team. I think if we're healthy, we should be able to run the ball, shrink the game, keep this offense off the field, because one thing they do have is plenty of weapons.
They do. Did you know that Devontae Smith is leading our team in receiving yards with 321?
If you ask me who, I would have thought Goddard, but I can see that. Yeah, Smitty had 200-yard games already so far.
Justin Jefferson only has 449. Not only, but
He's missed. They've had a bye, and I think he might have missed a game too.
true. And he
Still.
also had, well, he has 29 receptions. Same as Smitty, 1 touchdown. Is Smitty basically Justin Jefferson? I think so.
Could the Eagles have drafted Justin Jefferson? Excuse me.
I think
even
so.
finish the
Then
sentence.
we wouldn't be dealing with A.J. Brown's drama. Drama. So, on the injury report, it has Okronkwo on injured reserve, Landon Dickerson questionable, Quinyon Mitchell questionable, Calcaterra questionable. Doesn't look like we have too many starters out on this game.
Thank.
You know who's not on the list? Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter's not on this list. And the Minnesota Vikings have had a very weak offensive line all season. Carson Wentz has constantly been under duress from other opposing defensive line. And I think that's something that the Eagles are going to be able to exploit this week. I think the Eagles have a big game defensively. And I think the pressure is going to get to QB1, whoever it's going to be for the Vikings. I think the Eagles are going to be an absolute nightmare with Jalen Carter back. If he is injured, if he is free of all injury, there's no way that this line is stopping him. So let's pray.
Now, the Vikings coming off a bye. Eagles coming off of playing on a Thursday night, which means it's pretty much like a mini bye, an extended time off that we had. Both teams coming into the game well rested, Dons. You said 9-point victory. For me, on the road, in that loud place, I don't know if Quignon's going to play. The Eagles will sneak by the Vikings 24-21.
Yeah.
Close game.
Okay. Fair enough. I thought you were going to say they'll blow him out. And I was like, bro, do you believe in Kevin Petula or not?
I don't, dude. I think this defense
No, I
is going to have
don't
some
either. I
tricks
don't
up their
either.
sleeve for us.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this is just going to be a bounce back game for us. I think we're going to be fine.
We need it.
We do need it. Anyways, I know not really exciting stuff, but honestly, the Vikings are kind of a lackluster team this year. Not really anything exciting to talk about when the rookie's been out. Carson Wentz has been the biggest highlight of the season, I think, for them, is having a backup quarterback that can come in and win games.
They're missing Aaron Jones. And
Yeah.
Jordan Mason was a guy. If you're any sort of fantasy fan, you heard about Jordan Mason all summer long going to the Vikings. Why? Showed himself. He could run the ball, be the guy with San Francisco when McCaffrey went down. Now goes to a
Something
team
else.
with Aaron Jones, who notoriously gets hurt and is getting older there when it comes to running backs. Week 3, what do we see? Jones goes down. Mason has taken over the backfield, Dons. He is unbelievable. I don't think he's going to give it back to Jones. There
No.
may be a split when he comes back.
Which would serve Aaron Jones well.
Jones is much better passing downs, great catching the football, but when it comes to running the rock, Jordan Mason is the guy we need to focus on.
Now, we kind of forgot about somebody. N'Kobe Dean activated and last week, ready to perform. Don't think he got any snaps last week.
Or slaps.
That
was Amari DiMarcado from his coach.
So, do you think you see N'Kobe Dean having a bigger role in this defense this week, or do you think he will continue to sit?
I think he's going to play limited snaps. We're in sort of a good problem to have, I guess, with all these linebackers, Dons. But I think he plays limited snaps, 15, 20 at most, maybe 30. Let's not rush this guy back.
Yeah, I'm with you. Take your time. I think having him on the field, people think it's a bad issue, but I don't. I think having more linebackers, more playmakers, more intelligent, defensive, captain-minded folks on the field is nothing but a net positive for this Philadelphia Eagles team. Baby, can I get a hallelujah and an amen? Hallelujah. Amen. I think moving around Jahad Campbell, disguising where your defensive secondary starts with N'Kobe Dean and Zach Bond, and being able to kind of go in and out of different formations by having both of those guys out in the field, I think it's going to be a beautiful thing. I think it's going to be a luxury Vic Fangio is going to take advantage of, and I think you're going to see a lot more Zach Bond and Jahad Campbell pressures because they have a linebacker, N'Kobe Dean, that they can actually believe in to hold things down if things don't necessarily work out with the blitz or the pressure or whatever it is that we're doing. So great problem to have. Another name that I wanted to mention to you that I've always admired on the field, but for some reason the Eagles don't love, is Patrick Johnson. Patrick Johnson is always making plays whenever I see him touch that field when the cameras are rolling. I don't understand for the life of me why he hasn't gotten the opportunity to get on the field. Put that man at D end, put him at outside linebacker and crash him in. Something, dude. Give this man a shot because Josh Uche, as decent as he's been playing, he's only been playing decent. Like, get some of these dudes that have been here. This is the shit that I mean with Howie. Like, you hold on to these guys. Now you have somebody with actual promise and they never see the fucking field. So what's the point of holding on to them? Dude,
I'm with you, Don.
Shit or get off the pot, my boy. I know that wasn't necessarily about the Vikings, but I think Eagles win this game. I think they win a weird score of 19-27.
I like that, Don.
I don't even know what the math
under
is,
20.
Yeah. I think the Eagles win. Now, Christopher, if that's even your real name, I'm kind of cooked.
Cooked, bro.
You?
Cooked. Like fried.
Like fried chicken.
Burned.
Like almost murdered, yeah.
Like, it's...
Oh, cooked. Chatham cooked. Oh, chaw.
That's it, dude.
That's it.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Well, thank you for listening to the 132 podcast. As always, for real, like honestly, the 20 of you, 30 of you, 100 of you, however many people come across these clips, man, thank you. We have a good time doing it. I know sometimes we're low energy, I'm low energy or whatever, but this has been nothing but a blessing. It kind of reminded me the other day of like, hey man, like I'm doing this because I love the birds and you love the birds. Yes. And our entire lives we went living without a community of Eagles fans. So we decided to be our own community. So if you guys want to join in, if you feel the same way, if you're an Eagles fan living out there that doesn't have anybody to talk to about the birds, man, send us an email at oneof.32. All right, that's one of... No. See, I got our email wrong. My bad. It's 1de32@gmail.com. That's 1de32@gmail.com. Send us an email, man. Hit us on a DM on Twitter. Hit us on Instagram. Would love to field some questions. Would love to talk to you about some bird things. You have some bird points you want us to react out of. Would love to bring all that stuff in. I know this is long-winded, but if you're looking for a community and you don't mind two goofy dudes, well, one goofy dude and Christopher talking to you, come in. And thank you, everybody, for listening. We love you. Go Birds. Bounce back week. Let's make it to 5-2. Bye-bye now.
Go Birds. Go Birds. Go Birds.